Hi, Jayson Sidhu here again with Keller Williams Realty. Thanks for joining me. Today I want to talk about a market update for June 2016. All right, so market update for June 2016, and before I dive into the graphs and the numbers, really high overview. June was, a record-setting month sales-wise across the entire Fraser Valley. The demand continues to be quite elevated. We are still very much in a seller's market, and that's across the entire Fraser Valley, and really that's the same for here in North Delta. So first graph I want to throw up, as usual, is the sales listings and active inventory graph. And remember, April was kind of the peak of the market as it related to sales. The inventory kind of shot up, and then we've seen sales decline as we headed into May. So what happened in June? And interestingly enough, it was a bit of a bounce back month for sales. We've seen sales at 105 for the month of June, and inventory actually declined a little bit, coming down from 169 to 156. The new listings basically stayed level from May to June. When we look at this, we might say, well, okay, the market's trending back in the other direction, and the market's going to get hot again. Let's not jump to any conclusions like that yet. I think the market kind of found a balancing point back in May, and I think we're going to kind of see this trend potentially decrease over the summer. Okay, so we're going to obviously keep you informed of that as we go into July and August. Let's look at the sales to active listings ratio. Remember, March was the peak, and we've seen that number steadily decline to May, down to about 55%. So what happened in June? Obviously, with sales increasing and inventory declining, we should see that number increase. And in June, that number jumped up to 67%. What's really interesting to note is if you look back to June of last year, that number, the sales to active listings ratio, was at about 69%. So we're seeing the same sales to active listings ratio that we saw this time last year. And although it doesn't feel like it, the ratios really are the same. And finally, I want to talk a little bit about the benchmark price, obviously. Last month in April, we've seen that value shoot up by 10% to 881,300. And I had indicated at that time I thought it was a lagging indicator. I thought it was, based on that flurry of activity that we saw in March and April. So what happened in June? And there you go. You can see the number now is up to about 905,700, up about 2.8%. from May of 2016, and it's also up 47.8% from June of last year. So what does this mean for you as a homeowner here in North Delta? Well, we're still in a very much a seller's market. Demand continues to be quite high. Again, June was a record-setting month, and for you as a homeowner who might be considering selling your home or making a move, this really continues to be the most opportune time that we've seen, in our history. Now, as we move forward, if history repeats itself, we can expect July and August to be a bit of a cooling down in the marketplace. Kids are out of school, families are on vacation. That's very typical of our annual cycle. And then as we get out of Labor Day, the market tends to pick up and take us right through to Christmas. So again, if history repeats itself, expect to see that. And of course, I'm going to be the first to bring you that information as it happens. So hopefully, if you're thinking of selling or buying a home, you'll be calling me soon. And as always, anything I can do to help, please feel free to reach out to me directly at any time. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.